What if football's greatest goal machine doesn't have enough time left to finish the job? Cristiano Ronaldo is closer than ever to 1,000 career goals, but retirement whispers are getting louder. Every match now feels like a final, every miss hits harder, and the clock is ticking faster than ever. Can he outscore time itself, or will history stop just short? Stay with us, because the next few moments could change everything. We'll explain everything in this video, step by step. Don't skip it. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts because football history is ticking louder than ever. Cristiano Ronaldo, the name that echoes through stadiums, breaks nets, and bends time itself, is now facing his toughest opponent yet, the clock. Yes, you heard that right. The man with goals for fun, records for breakfast, and trophies for dessert is racing toward the mythical number 1,000 career goals, and now a retirement revelation has thrown fuel onto an already blazing debate. Picture this: decades of dominance, thunderous headers, impossible free kicks, and that iconic celebration shaking the world. From Sporting to Manchester, Madrid to Turin, and now still firing rockets past goalkeepers who weren't even born when he debuted, Cristiano Ronaldo has defied age like it's just another defender to beat. But here's the drama. The finish line is visible. Every match now feels like a final. Every goal, a step closer to immortality, or a reminder that time waits for no legend. Injuries, packed schedules, younger legs chasing him down. The struggle is real, and yet count him out at your own risk. Because when pressure rises, Ronaldo rises higher. He thrives when doubts get louder. He lives for moments like this, when the world watches, questions, whispers, and then boom, another goal, another statement, another reminder that this isn't just a career, it's a legacy in motion. So the big question remains, can Cristiano Ronaldo beat time itself and reach 1,000 goals before the final whistle on his career? This is not just a race. This is not just a number. This is football history being written right before our eyes. Stay locked in, because with Ronaldo, the next moment could be legendary. Cristiano Ronaldo is no longer just chasing defenders, goalkeepers, or records written in ink. He is chasing time itself. The race toward the monumental 1,000 goal milestone has turned every appearance into a countdown, every strike into a moment weighed by history. At an age when most footballers are long retired, Ronaldo continues to lace up his boots with the same hunger that defined his teenage years, but now the stakes are heavier than ever. Each goal pushes him closer to an achievement no player has officially reached, while every missed chance feels magnified under the spotlight of inevitability. The numbers tell a story of relentless excellence, goals across leagues, continents, and competitions have stacked up over 2 decades, defying logic and biology. Ronaldo has adapted his game repeatedly, evolving from a lightning-fast winger into a lethal penalty box predator, proving that survival at the highest level requires reinvention. Yet even with elite conditioning and obsessive professionalism, time remains undefeated. Recovery takes longer, fixtures feel tighter, and the margin for error grows thinner with every passing season. What makes this race so gripping is the pressure wrapped around it. This is not a casual chase, it is a sprint against the final chapters of a legendary career. Every match is framed by the same question: how many games are left and how many goals can still be scored? Opponents know the narrative and mark him tighter. Defenders celebrate clearances like goals. Goalkeepers raise their game, knowing a clean sheet against Ronaldo is a badge of honour. The entire footballing world seems to conspire intentionally or not to slow the march toward 4 digits. Still, Ronaldo thrives in defiance. Doubt has always been his fuel. When critics question his age, he responds with headers that ignore gravity. When they question his pace, he answers with positioning sharpened by experience. The race against time has sharpened his mentality rather than dulled it. Each goal carries the weight of history, yet he treats it like a personal challenge, not a burden. The roar of the crowd, the camera zoom, the raised eyebrows, all familiar territory for a man built for the spotlight. The chase also exposes the fragile line between greatness and farewell. A single injury could pause momentum. A dip in form could stretch the distance to the milestone. Football offers no guarantees, especially to those daring enough to chase immortality. And yet the possibility remains alive precisely because Ronaldo refuses to slow down. He plays as if every touch could be the one that edges him closer, every run a reminde. At that time may be ticking, but belief is still loud. The retirement revelation has turned every Cristiano Ronaldo appearance into a high-stakes drama, amplifying pressure that was already immense. What once felt like a distant thought has suddenly become a looming shadow, hanging over each match, each training session, and each goal celebration. When the idea of retirement enters the conversation around a player of Ronaldo's stature, it changes the emotional weight of everything. Fans no longer watch just to see brilliance, they watch with urgency, wondering how many moments remain before the curtain finally falls. This revelation has intensified the narrative surrounding his final years. Every selection decision becomes a headline, every substitution sparks debate. If he scores, it feels like a defiant response to time itself. If he doesn't, whispers grow louder, questioning whether the end is approaching faster than expected. The pressure is not just external, it lives internally as well. Knowing that the final chapter is being written in real time adds a psychological burden that few athletes ever experience, especially under the global microscope Ronaldo commands. Opposition teams sense this moment too. They approach matches with heightened motivation, eager to be remembered as the side that slowed or silenced one of football's greatest icons near the end. Defenders throw themselves into blocks with extra determination, while goalkeepers prepare obsessively, knowing that denying Ronaldo a goal now carries symbolic value. The retirement talk has turned ordinary league games into narrative battlegrounds, where every action contributes to a larger story of legacy and farewell. The media pressure multiplies with every passing week. Headlines dissect body language, facial expressions, and post-match interviews, searching for hidden clues about timing and intention. A smile becomes optimism, a frustrated gesture becomes speculation. Ronaldo has always lived with the tension, but retirement talk sharpens it into something more invasive. It is no longer just about performance, it's about interpretation, about reading signs that may or may not exist, about predicting an ending that only he truly knows. Yet pressure has never been foreign territory for him. Throughout his career, Ronaldo has responded to scrutiny by raising his standards, using doubt as motivation rather than limitation. The retirement revelation, instead of weakening his resolve, appears to sharpen it. Each goal feels like a statement that the story is not finished, that the final pages will not be written quietly. The tension between expectation and reality fuels his drive, creating an emotional intensity that spills onto the pitch. What makes this phase so compelling is the emotional conflict it creates for everyone watching. Fans want him to continue forever, yet they know every legend must eventually stop. The pressure of that shared awareness hangs in the air every time he steps onto the field, turning football matches into moments of reflection as much as competition. The revelation does not signal the end itself, but it makes the journey toward it impossible to ignore. Age, fitness, and an unforgiving schedule have become the silent opponents Cristiano Ronaldo must overcome alongside the defenders in front of him. At this stage of his career, every sprint, every leap, and every collision carries more consequence than it once did. The body that once recovered effortlessly now demands precision, discipline, and constant maintenance. Training is no longer just about sharpening skills, it is about preservation, about ensuring that the engine capable of producing magic does not break down before the final goals are reached. Fitness has always been Ronaldo's greatest weapon, but even the strongest armour shows signs of wear under relentless use. Muscle fatigue lingers longer, knocks feel heavier, and recovery windows shrink as the calendar tightens. Modern football offers little mercy, with congested fixtures, long travel, and minimal rest between matches. For a player chasing history, rotation becomes both a necessity and a frustration, as every missed game represents a lost opportunity to add another goal to the tally. The schedule itself becomes a mental challenge. Matches blur into one another, leaving little time to reset emotionally or physically. Preparation must be calculated down to the smallest detail, from nutrition and sleep to training intensity and recovery protocols. One wrong decision can lead to injury, and one injury can stall momentum in a race that allows no pause. The pressure to remain available, match fit, and sharp creates a delicate balancing act between ambition and realism. Age also brings a shift in how the game is played. Ronaldo no longer relies on constant explosive runs from deep positions. Instead, he chooses moments with surgical precision. Positioning becomes intelligence, timing replaces raw speed, and experience compensates for physical decline. This evolution keeps him dangerous, but it also highlights how little margin for error exists. When chances come, they must be taken, because the volume of opportunity is no longer guaranteed. Opponents sense this dynamic and adapt accordingly. They aim to stretch him physically, forcing defensive work and repeated sprints that test endurance. Tactical fouls, tight marking, and physical duels are used to disrupt rhythm and drain energy. Over the course of a season, these small battles accumulate, testing not just physical resilience but mental endurance as well. Despite these challenges, Ronaldo's commitment to his body remains unmatched. Hours spent in recovery rooms, strict diets, and obsessive routines are all part of the effort to hold back time. Yet the reality of football's demands cannot be fully controlled. Travel fatigue, climate changes, and match intensity all play their part, making consistency harder to sustain. The struggle lies not in a lack of will, but in navigating the limits of human endurance while chasing an inhuman milestone. Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy has reached a point where every action feels like a verdict on history itself. With each match, the debate grows louder, not about whether he is great, but about how his final chapters will be remembered. Goals now carry more than numbers, they carry meaning. A single strike can reinforce decades of dominance, while silence in front of goal invites questions that were once unthinkable. The line between immortality and vulnerability has never felt thinner. Football has always measured greatness in moments, and Ronaldo has delivered more than most players could dream of. Champions League nights, international triumphs, record breaking seasons, and goals that seem to defy physics have built an empire of achievement. Now, as the end draws closer, those memories collide with the present. Every touch is compared to a younger version, every celebrity on, weighed against past glories. The standard he set himself has become both his shield and his burden. What makes this stage so intense is that legacy is no longer a distant concept. It is an active process unfolding in real time. Fans, analysts, and rivals all participate in shaping the narrative. Some want a fairy tale ending, a final surge that seals his place beyond debate. Others wait for signs of decline, eager to frame the story as a warning about staying too long. Ronaldo stands at the centre of this storm, fully aware that perception can be as powerful as performance. The emotional stakes are enormous for supporters. Each match feels like a farewell rehearsal, filled with hope and anxiety in equal measure. They cheer louder, knowing the opportunities to witness history are running out. For critics, every mischance becomes evidence in an argument they are ready to make. This constant judgment adds weight to moments that would otherwise be routine, transforming simple matches into symbolic events. Yet Ronaldo's relationship with legacy has always been complex. He has never chased approval quietly. His ambition has been unapologetic, his confidence unwavering. The possibility of history hanging in the balance does not intimidate him, it challenges him. The pressure sharpens his focus, reminding him why he started and what he has always demanded of himself. Even now, the hunger remains visible, the refusal to fade, quietly written into every movement. This phase is not just about records, it is about control over the narrative. Ending a career on one's own terms is rare, especially at the highest level. Injuries, form, and circumstance often decide for players. Ronaldo's determination to fight until the final whistle is an attempt to own that ending, to ensure that the last images etched into football's memory reflect defiance rather than decline. As the clock ticks down, legacy becomes less about comparison and more about choice. Every appearance is an opportunity to reinforce the story of relentless pursuit, of a career defined by resistance to limits. History waits patiently, ready to judge, while Ronaldo continues to push forward, aware that what happens next will echo long after the final match is played. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.